Hey guys! Today we're going to be talking about everything we know so far about 6.2. While these things may change in the future, this can give you all a good idea on what's coming up in the near future. We will cover banners, Primogem count, buffs for older characters, and more Colombina details. Despite it still being early, we have similar much information and people are already getting excited for 6.2. Let's just get started with banners. While not confirmed, there's been multiple leaks regarding banners and the roadmap for 6.2. For banners, we are currently looking at Duran as the new playable character, and into the next section I'll go into his kit. For reruns, we can expect Xilanen, Verisa, and Venti as all possible contenders. We don't have too much about order or even solid confirmation about these characters rerunning, so I'll just keep it at that. Moving into Duran's kit. While not official yet, there have been a massive amount of leaks confirming and speculating on aspects of his kit, and we'll just get into that now. He is expected to be a 5-star pyro sword user. As for his gameplay, it's not the same as just hit burst and do big damage. He functions using a dual system when he hits his elemental skill, and this causes something known as essential transmutation. Then you decide what form Duran takes. If you tap the skill, he'll go into area of widening mode and go into a more supportive role. But if you use a normal attack, you go into negation of darkness, where Duran will do fast pyro damage and will utilize reactions more. Not only that, but the one you choose completely changes your elemental burst. The widening summons a white flame dragon that does area pyro damage. In the negation of darkness version, you summon a dark dragon that only goes for one enemy but does heavier elemental burst damage. This essentially means he can switch between buffing the team and doing resistance shred with good AoE and to a single target damage dealer. This gives him a wide flexibility in teams that really I've only seen in a few characters before. His signature weapon is also leaked to boost damage for the team. Overall, this character could be massive. Got pyro as an element and change the flexibility of roles. Remember that these aren't officially confirmed but highly likely. Moving on to buffs for older characters. Yes, you heard that right. Hoyoverse seems to finally be buffing older characters that have long since fallen out of meta. If this holds true, then we might see buffs to older Mondstadt characters. These characters include Mona, Klee, Albedo, Razor, Venti, Sucrose, and Fiscal. If the leaks are true, this can mean whole kit adjustments that improve their kits overall to fit a bit more with newer characters. This means more damage, better scaling, and synergy with newer characters. This also begs the question, what if in the future they improve other characters? While not impossible, it may not happen, but if they are just targeting Mondstadt. This could mean in the near or distant future we recorded buffs for, say, Liyue characters as well. This part is my own personal speculation and should be taken with a grain of salt, however. Not only do these buffs help the older units become playable again, but it also makes sense. We aren't expecting a new region map in 6.2, so these buffs are great for filling the patch. Now, what many players are excited and waiting for, the new Colombina leaks. Yes, that's right. There's speculation that we will be able to have access to Colombina's playable form in 6.2. This doesn't mean she's getting a banner, but it does mean we may get a playable version in the main quest and get a sneak peek into her playstyle and kit. If you're like me, a good-looking playstyle and interesting burst is a big factor into how much I like a character. I don't care too much about meta, even though she most certainly will be, but more about their gameplay and general appearance. This gameplay leak can seriously make or break some people's decisions to pull for Colombina. This also means that Colombina will be making an appearance in 6.3. This is basically confirmed because of what we know about Genshin banner rerun history as well as leaks. There's even debate on her element. While I believe she's Hydro, due to the region of Nodcry focusing on Hydro as well as Hydro being a meta element, there's old data saying Cryo. However, I think it's highly unlikely she will be Cryo. However, this isn't confirmed yet. We don't know for sure if she will be playable in 6.2. It may happen, it may not. I mean, Mavuka was supposed to have a playable version in the Archon quest and she didn't. So just keep in mind that this isn't confirmed. Now let's discuss what I'm sure many of you are waiting for, and that's the Primogem count. Starting off, like I said earlier, some leaks are showing we will not be receiving a new map in 6.2. So far, 6.2 overall is shaping up to be a patch that needs to be handled carefully in terms of managing wishes. If you're saving for Colombina, then it's fine, but if you're free to play and want both Duran and Colombina, you may have some issues if you weren't previously saving up. Let's just get into the Primogem and count, and don't worry, I'll add it all up so no calculator needed. Starting off with the story. The Archon quest is expected to give us 590 Primogems and 2 intertwined fates, or another 320 Primogems. For additional Primogems tied into the new characters, that's another 270 Primogems. We are getting the usual 300 Primogems from live stream codes and 600 from maintenance compensation. Now, as I said before, no new region, but we do get a measly 55 Primogems from achievements, which is technically exploration. Now, the events. The main event is going to give around 690 Primogems, then 3 small events. 2 at 420 Primogems and 1 at 280 Primogems. Of course, there's also miscellaneous rewards like web events that give around 270 Primogems. Luckily, we can always trust daily commissions, and those give 2,520 Primogems over the course of the patch. The Imaginarium Theater gives 1,000 Primogems if you complete the entire thing, and then Stygian Onslaught with gives 450 Primogems for clearing the challenges. Then there's the ever-trustworthy Spiral Abyss, which of course gives 800 Primogems for completion. Of course, there's also the Payments Shop Reset, which gives 5 intertwined fates or an additional 800 Primogems addition. This total for free-to-play players is 10,055 Primogems. That's almost 63 pulls. Not only that, but that's if you clear everything. If you do Welkin Moon, however, that's 13,835 Ormagems or 86 pulls. If you get the Battle Pass as well as the Welkin, that brings your total up to 15,155 Primogems or 94 pulls. That's not a lot for a whole entire patch, especially for free-to-play players. Players are noticeably frustrated right now. I mean, the Reddit comments aren't looking too happy, which is understandable. Only 62 pulls and 3 new and highly sought after 5-star characters and 1 receiving buffs is just upsetting and a noticeably low number. Lastly, let's go into event rewards and details for 6.2, which may bring up the mood a little bit. We are expecting a free weapon in main event that is looking to be a free 4-star bow with around 510 base ATK at level 90. This is always good news for free-to-play players who need better weapons. There's also speculation that this weapon will be good for one of our newly buffed characters. That's really all the information we have for now, but now I want to hear what you're thinking. Who do you plan to pull for? What are your opinions on the Primogem count? Are you just skipping 6.2 altogether? Me personally, I'll be skipping for Colombina. I personally only buy Welkins and not frequently, so I really can't afford Duran in 6.2 and would prefer to just wait for his rerun. And I won't lie, the 6.2 Primogem count certainly did disappoint me. It's lower than even some of our lowest patches, especially newer ones. That's really all I have to say for now, and be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you next time.